Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Hari Rama Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Actually first Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hey Evo, welcome. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram, Hari Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I got the link, different places. One is on the timeline here. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm just putting it on the timeline. Take probably a couple of minutes to get there sometimes. Okay. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, there she is.
Krishna, Krishna. Hari Hari.
Hari, Hari. Hey, looking good? Krishna,
Yeah, I'm
Krishna,
very
Hari Hari,
happy
Hari
with
Rama.
Krishna and realizations. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Yes, he keeps us. He keeps us informed. When
Mm,
you stay close to him, he'll stay close to you.
yes, exactly.
Mm.
Oh,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Want to share some realizations first?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
well,
Krishna.
yeah. Oh, okay. Um, um, yeah, Krishna is
Hare
longing.
Rama, Hare
I wrote for having the wishes of his intimate devotees fulfilled, because
That is
it
my
are
son.
also his wishes. That
Just
is
a second.
Hare
Just a second.
Krishna, Hare
She's got no sound. So I don't know. That's your
Rama.
thing over there, Alita. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. Maybe you got to restart your computer or something. Okay.
Hare
All right.
Krishna.
Go ahead, Christina.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I wrote it down, and I don't read everything, but Krishna is longing for having the wishes of his intimate devotees fulfilled, because it are also his wishes. That's why my so-called wish, which is his wish, is always being fulfilled by him. Because of full faith in Guru, I also fully surrendered to Krishna. That's why he awoke in my heart. that faith and relationship with the Lord is now growing and growing. I am pretty grown up, like Guru said a couple of days before, but compared to Krishna, still I am a very little tiny spark of his light and Guru's light. I believe so much in Sri Krishna, in him and in Krishna. The more you know him, the more you trust, the more you believe. I only wish what the Lord wishes. My wish is his wish, and his is mine. And Krishna loves to be around all of his intimate devotees because they give him life and he gives them life. And then I wrote more, and I wrote about Radharani, and I got very deep realizations on Radharani, the Satchit Ananda Lord Chaitanya. Oh, it's really Lord Radharani, who's also Krishna, able to is giving is the embodiment of pure love, giving, receiving, so many, so deep understanding. It might be too much for explaining everything, and I just wanted to share this. And
Okay, that's good. Hey, that's good. Hey, man, you got a relationship, man. You got a new honey.
oh yeah.
I think you've fallen in love.
Oh yeah. And then I got annoyed. People who call me, who are disturbing me. Don't disturb me while I'm having this flow. Don't do it. It's so deep. Don't disturb it. Hmm.
Yeah, they even have Jatilas in this planet here.
What is that?
Jatila?
Yeah.
Jatila was always trying to keep Radharani from meeting Krishna.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So, and but even then, when that happened, I went to Krishna. I said, now I lost the whole thing. I was almost there, having more complete understanding, and now I lost. But then, when you really are able to listen to Krishna, it's very subtle, very, very subtle. Then he said to me in the middle of my rushing for you when you come like sit down and stop and listen. Whoa. So I listened. And then the revelation came back. He told me, "Okay, sit and listen." Came back.
Wow,
So
that's a good one.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
have to believe in what he is saying to us
Mm-hmm.
and to be really very tuned into that energy, high vibration,
Mm-hmm.
and do what he's saying. Don't think it's nonsense, that it's something you think with your mind. No, it's Krishna talking to you. And
Mm-hmm.
do what he asks you, and you do it, and he is blessing you.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. It's
Thank
awesome.
you for letting me share, then I'm more at ease.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then so Dal Babri says in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
hey,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Lord
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
says
Yeah.
that every
Krishna Krishna Hare
sorry,
Hare
I'll,
Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
oh, I can't mute them.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Okay, you know
Hare
what we'll do?
Krishna
We'll just
Hare
start chanting
Krishna
here.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Yeah, we'll
Hare
read
Rama
Dal Babri. We'll read that later here. We have Krishna, I think, is giving us a signal to start chanting.
Hare Rama Hare
We'll read
Rama
your thing a little bit later here. Can't find the link. Okay. It's in, actually, I sent it in your, it's in River, it's in your what do you call it? It's in your messenger thing, email. I was just looking your messenger. I sent it to you. It's on my timeline. It's in. I'll put it in. Yeah, just anyway. Find the damn thing, man. I can't just sit here. Ooh, there you go. No, there's.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama,
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Rama
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Rama Hare
Rama
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 Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Rama
Rama Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Rama Rama Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
I have to talk to you later because I'm on a video call, so
Hare Rama Hare
we can't talk now. Sorry about that.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus,
Jesus
Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda,
Seriously,
Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Srila Prabhupada Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Sri
Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Satunanda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Gauranga, 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 Gauranga,
Gauranga,
Gauranga, Shri Krishna
Gauranga, Gauranga,
Krishna, Shri Krishna,
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Shri
Sri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, 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 Shri Krishna,
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna, Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Radha
Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Radha Krishna, Krishna,
Radha Krishna,
Radha Govinda,
Radha
Govinda, Radha Govinda,
Radha Govinda,
Radha
Radha
Govinda, Krishna, Radha Govinda, Radha
Radha Govinda, Radha
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha
Govinda,
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda,
Radha
All my life.
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda. Oh Krishna, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Krishna,
Radha Govinda,
Hare
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda,
Hare
Radha
Krishna,
Govinda, Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Krishna,
Radha
Krishna Krishna,
Govinda,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Hare,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Rama,
Radha
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha
Radha
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Govinda,
Hare
Govinda,
Hare,
Govinda, Govinda,
Hare Krishna,
Govinda,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Govinda,
Rama Rama,
Govinda,
Hare
Govinda,
Hare, Hare
Radha,
Krishna.
Govinda.
Radha,
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda,
Hare
Radha
Krishna,
Govinda,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Radha,
Radha Govinda,
Radha,
Radha Govinda,
Radha, Radha,
Radha Govinda,
Govinda,
Radha,
Radha Govinda.
Radha,
Hare Hare,
Radha, 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 Radha,
Radha, Radha,
Radha,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Govinda,
Rama,
Radha,
Hare
Radha Govinda,
Hare Krishna,
Govinda,
Hare Krishna,
Govinda,
Krishna
Radha
Krishna,
Govinda,
Radha
Hare Hare,
Govinda,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Rama,
Govinda.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Radha Govinda,
Hare
Radha Govinda,
Krishna,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Krishna,
Radha
Krishna
Govinda,
Krishna,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Hare,
Radha.
Hare Rama,
Radha Govinda,
Hare Rama,
Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda,
Radha
Hare
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Krishna,
Radha Govinda,
Hare Krishna,
Radha
Krishna
Govinda,
Krishna,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Hare,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Rama,
Radha
Hare
Govinda,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Radha
Hare,
Govinda,
Hare
Radha
Krishna,
Govinda,
Krishna Krishna,
Radha Govinda,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Shri Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Chaitanya
Hare
Shri Krishna
Rama,
Chaitanya
Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya Shri
Krishna
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 Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Shri Krishna,
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Jai Satchidananda.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, oh, Shri
Sri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Sai,
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama. Hare
Hare
Rama.
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama. Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna.
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna Krishna. Hare
Rama,
Hare. Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Rama Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 29th chapter. Sri Bhadranani said, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full in all opulences. Yet upon seeing those autumn nights, he turned his mind towards loving affairs. To fulfill his purposes, he employed his internal potency. Sri Bhadrani said, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full in all opulences. Yet upon seeing those autumn nights scented with blossoming jasmine flowers, he turned his attention towards loving affairs. To fulfill his purposes, he employed his internal potency. The moon then rose, anointing the face of the eastern horizon with the reddish hue of his comforting rays. The moon then rose, anointing the face of the eastern horizon with the reddish hue of his comforting rays, and thus dispelling the pain of all who watched him rise. The moon was like a beloved husband who returns after a long absence and adorns the face of his beloved wife with red kumkum. Lord Krishna saw the unbroken disk of the full moon glowing with the red effulgence of newly applied vermilion. Lord Krishna saw the unbroken disk of the full moon glowing with the red effulgence. With the red effulgence of the newly applied vermilion, as if it were the face of the goddess of fortune, as if it were the face of the goddess of fortune. He also saw the Kumuda lotuses opening in response to the moon's presence. And the forest gently illuminated by its rays. Then the Lord began to play sweetly on his flute, attracting the minds of the beautiful-eyed gopis. And then the Lord began to play sweetly on his flute to attract the minds of the beautiful-eyed gopis. When the young women of Vrindavan heard Krishna's flute song, when the young women of Vrindavan heard Krishna's flute song, which arouses romantic feelings in their minds, were captivated by the Lord. They went where their lover waited, and each unknown to the others, moving so quickly that their earrings swung back and forth. Some of the gopis were milking cows. Some of the gopis were milking cows. Some of the gopis were milking cows when they heard Krishna's flute. They stopped milking and went off to meet him. Some left milk curdling on the stove, and others left cakes burning in the oven. Some of them were getting dressed, feeding milk to their infants, or rendering personal service to their husbands. But they all gave up these duties and went to meet Krishna. Other gopis were taking their evening meals, washing themselves, putting on cosmetics, or applying kajala to their eyes. But all the gopis stopped these activities. But all the gopis stopped these activities, and at once, and though their clothes and ornaments were all in complete disarray, rushed off to meet Krishna. Their intimate husbands, fathers, brothers, and other relatives tried to stop them, but Krishna had already stolen their hearts. And enchanted by the sound of his flute, and enchanted by the sound of his flute, they refused to turn back. Some of the gopis, however, could not manage to get out of their houses, and instead they remained home with their eyes closed, meditating on him with impure love. For those gopis who could not go to see Krishna, intolerable separation from their beloved caused an intense agony that burned away all impious karma. By meditating on him, they realized his embrace. By meditating on him, they realized his embrace. By meditating on him, they realized his embrace. And the ecstasy they felt exhausted their material piety. Although Krishna is a supreme soul, these girls simply thought of him as their male lover and associated with him in that intimate mood. Thus their karmic bondage was nullified, and they abandoned their gross material bodies. Thus their karmic bondage was nullified, and they abandoned their gross material bodies. Sri Parikshit Maharaj said, O sage, the gopis knew Krishna only as their lover, not as the supreme absolute truth. Oh, yeah. So how could these girls, their minds caught up in the waves of the modes of nature, free themselves from material attachment? Shukadev Goswami said, this point was explained to you previously, since even Shishupal, who hated Krishna, achieved perfection, then what to speak of the Lord's dear devotees? O King, the Supreme Lord is inexhaustible and immeasurable. O King, the Supreme Lord is inexhaustible, inexhaustible and immeasurable. And he is untouched by the material modes of nature. And he is untouched by the material modes of nature. Because he is their controller. Because he is their controller. His personal appearance in this world is meant for bestowing the highest benefit on humanity. His appearance in this world is to bestow the highest benefit on humanity. The highest benefit. Persons who constantly direct their lust, anger, fear, protective affection, and feeling of impersonal oneness or friendship towards Lord Hari are sure to become absorbed in him. You should not be so astonished by Krishna, the unborn master of all masters of mystic power. You should not be astonished by Krishna, the unborn master of all masters of mystic power, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After all, it is the Lord who liberates the world. After all, it is the Lord. Oh, my Lord Krishna. After all, it is the Lord that liberates the world. Seeing that the girls of Raj had arrived, Lord Krishna, the best of speakers, Lord Krishna, the best of speakers, oh my Lord. Lord Krishna, the best of speakers, greeted them with charming words that bewildered their minds. Greeted them with charming words that bewildered their minds. Lord Krishna said, O most fortunate ladies, welcome. Lord Krishna said, O most fortunate ladies, welcome. What may I do to please you? Is everything well in Vraj? Please tell me the reason for your coming here. This night is quite frightening, and the frightening creatures are lurking about. Return to Vraj, O slender-waisted girls. This is not a proper place for women. Not finding you at home, your mothers, fathers, sons, and brothers and husbands are certainly searching for you. Don't cause anxiety for your family members. Now you have seen this Vrindavan forest full of flowers and resplendent with the light of the full moon. you have seen the beauty of the trees with their leaves trembling in the gentle breeze coming from the Yamuna. So now go back to your cowherd village. Don't delay, O chaste ladies. Serve your husbands and give milk to your crying babies and calves. On the other hand, perhaps you have come here out of your great love for me, which is taking control of your hearts. This, of course, is quite commendable on your part, since all living entities possess natural affection for me. The highest religious duty for a woman is to sincerely serve her husband, behave well to her husband, towards her husband's family, and take good care of her children. Women who desire a good destination in the next life should never abandon a husband who has not fallen from his religious standards. Even if he is obnoxious, unfortunate, old, unintelligent, sickly, or poor. So women who desire a good destination in the next life should never abandon a husband who has not fallen from his religious standards. That's Krishna, of course. He's the one. So a gopi's thinking, oh, well, this is about you. You know, why should we abandon you? You never fall from your religious standard. You know, you love your devotees, especially the gopis. You know, so why should we abandon you? You're saying we don't think in terms of our material husbands. Yeah, we should never abandon you because you never fall from your religious standard. You know, which is to satisfy your devotees. You know, so devotees, they see in terms in their realization. This is why we need elevation in consciousness, because our consciousness is lowered. See, gurus cannot raise our consciousness to the transcendental platform and see like Krishna and the devotees see. You have to have association for that. See, and just by hearing from there, your consciousness rises to that level. Or you hear from those who are not at that platform, it rises to the level of where they're at. If it's worldly talks, it's at that level in the world, and you get caught up in the Lord's Maya. See, Lord Krishna said, all living entities have natural affection for me. See, it's our nature. But when you have natural affection for Krishna in the form of a man or a woman or wealth or money, that's his material shadow form of that wealth. See, shadow form of our feelings for God and in the material level, then our consciousness is lowered to that platform. See, and then we forget the spiritual platform, which we're meant to be. That's where the happiness is. See? So all living entities have natural affection, but because if it's on a material object, because we're spiritual, we're not material. So the material object, we start to identify like we become as dull as that matter. See? Or we develop a love for a beautiful body of a man or a woman, or their material personality that is developed in this life. See, so our consciousness, our feelings even are entangled in that. See, we become bonded with that. That's a Maya. That's how Maya, this is Maya Tattva. That's how she works. See, so just by association with a devotee whose consciousness is raised to the transcendental platform, your consciousness is raised. This is what Krishna is talking about. See? By association, we get out of this illusion. See, this is the great secret. People are trying to rise to that platform on their own with all their attachments and offenses and all of that stuff. When you can take the advantage of the devotee who, by the mercy, the grace of Krishna and the disciplic line, their consciousness is raised to seeing on the spiritual platform. Yeah, and you just hear talks from them, and your consciousness is raised to understanding things as they are. See, spiritually. That's simple. That's why they write books. But the problem is when the devotees are not qualified because of that purification, then they can't understand these books and they start speculating on all these things. See, they're trying to understand them from their consciousness not being purified, by their hearts not being purified by this pure bhakti, grace. See, therefore they can't understand. Okay? So this is why 10th canto is topmost. Supposedly you should be going through all the 9 cantos and getting gradually purified to the point where then you can understand 10th canto. But that's a long process. But if you hear from devotees, very quickly you get purified. Yeah, and then you can understand and relish and taste these 10th canto topics, which are amazing. See, Lord Krishna, again, he descends to bestow benefit upon the highest benefit on the world. Why? Because his consciousness is on the highest platform. He comes as the devotee also. Their consciousness is also on that platform, of spiritual platform. See, of relationship with the Lord. See, like Christina is talking about being captivated by Krishna. You know, that relationship is that's the thing. We got to be captivated by Krishna, which is his spiritual potency, and not by his material. Yeah, that's easy to get captivated. You just look at it, and very quickly, those modes start getting activated inside you, and you become attached. See? But very hard to get attached to Krishna when you got all those modes inside you stopping you. See? So we need association to do this. That's why sadhu sangha is so important, man. We all know it that come here regularly. We just continually dip into this transcendental attachment. And then it frees us more and more gradually, or sometimes quickly, from the material attachment. And then it just becomes more and more distant. And this becomes more and more priority. Yeah, why wouldn't you? This is where real life is. Real life is Lord Krishna's transcendental presence. After all, he's the one who liberates the world, right? Yeah, it's the Lord Krishna. Yeah, we bring Krishna here by mantra. By loving worship of Krishna, his transcendental presence is here and felt, and we're, after all, he's the one that liberates the world. That's the kind of spiritual master and devotee association we need to get out of this, especially now. It's dark, man. These people, these poor living entities, man. You know, where things are going. It's very dark. See, because caught up in these modes of nature. Who's going to help them? Well, this bhajan is. This bhajan is purifying the planet. You know, they're polluting it with all these talks, you know, all these discussions about AI and putting their consciousness in machines and uploading it and trying to live forever. That's so demoniac. That's dark, man. You know, there's beings here. These are servants of the Lord that have lost it, man. There's the dark creatures here on the planet. You know, these what do you call reptilians and all of this? They're starting to be seen, actually. Yeah, these are servants of God that have fallen into the darkness that deep. See, and by association, they pull you down into that darkness. See, what are we doing? We're pulling ourselves and others up out of that darkness by the truth. Who you really are. That knowledge is not known by even these reptilians. Otherwise, why would they be so dark? Whoops. Don't need that. So, the highest religious, okay. The highest religious duty is to serve her husband. See, so the gopis knew the truth. The highest religious duty, Krishna speaking the truth. He's speaking real religious principles in a covert way. If you're in Maya, you think, oh, see, according to the rules, you want to surpass the rules and regulations and the mandates of the scriptures, you have to associate with somebody who tells you what they really mean. What they really mean. Because if I say I say what Krishna says, the religious duty of a person, the highest religious duty for a woman is to serve her husband, behave well towards her husband's family, and take good care of her children. See, people, if you're on the level of the external bhakti, you think, oh yeah, okay, so let me serve my material husband. Let me serve that my family there. Or it could be family of, family. And let me do like that. But actually, what it really means, let me serve my husband, the religious duty. See, we got to go transcend the religious, material religion. And the real religious duty is to serve our husband. That's why we're here every day. We're serving Krishna, making him happy. Chanting his holy name. And if you start to feel ecstatic, that's his happiness, and you will know that in due course. You just keep making him happy, and all of a sudden you start realizing Vrindavan, which is like that. That's the mood. They realize, oh, it's the Lord's happiness that's my happiness. Hey, so my duty is to serve Krishna. See, and what else? There's other things there. This is all perfect tattva of the highest level. See? The real religion. This is the meaning when Jesus said, when they said, who is your family? Who is your mother, your father, your friends? Oh, those who do the will of God. But who knows the will of God? Only the highest will of God is known. The real will, let's put it like this, the real will of God is known by the Vrindavan residents. Those in paradise, even though they're here in the material world, they're the person dams. See, the real will of the Lord is to serve your husband, which is all our husbands is Krishna. See? And what is this? The family thing. This is also important here. Highest duty for a woman is to sincerely serve her husband. Behave well towards the husband's family. See, so the guru is empowered to bring that about. See, the husband's family is sadhu sangha. Now, you notice you have to work through that. You have to you have to get purified to behave well in this family here. This is the training for Vrindavan. This is where it all starts. You don't get this training, you don't go to Vrindavan. You got to get purified to the point where you actually are well behaved before the family here. This is the transcendental family growing here. And that comes automatically by purification, not by leaving sadhu sangha. Some people, they leave and they stop the purification. All right, well, you got to do what you got to do if you can't take it. If you don't want to learn how to behave well, how to serve Krishna on this level, this is the will of God. The will of Krishna was shown through Lord Chaitanya and Jesus Christ. Come to church, man, with persons who really know him in their transcendental forms and are so ecstatic before it. That is the real will of God is taught here. The real will of God is not one level of it is if you can't understand this, which is like the innermost desire of Krishna, you can't understand this. Well, are you understanding the least Vaidhi Bhakti? Being around devotees who are a little more distant from the Lord. Or are you greedy? Do you want to know how to serve your true husband in ecstasy? Because that's Vrindavan. See? Do you want to know the inner meaning of all these Vrindavan pastimes? Do you want to know what's in the mind of the Lord better than just external devotional service in Varnashram Dharma and the Varnashram Dharma system, even sannyas? Do you just want to learn from sannyasis who don't know Vrindavan? Or worse than that, claim that they represent Vrindavan when they don't? You want that? You hear from those who have that little bit of that hypocrisy in there? Or do you want to know those who are living in Vrindavan consciousness and understand what Krishna understands because he shows them, informs them because of their intimate relationship? See? That's what we're here for. We're here to announce the message. Hey, you interested in that? Anybody out there? Can you see the symptoms of honesty are here? Honest relationship with Krishna here? Sincere? Or do you still believe in insincere representatives of Vrindavan that just act sincere? Oh yeah, they look really nice and they're following the rules. Maybe, maybe not. You want to be lost in that? Or do you want sincere worshippers of Vrindavan? Whether they have signs, external signs or not, can you see the internal signs of sincerity that the Lord is really blessing them with amazing grace? Is this amazing grace here? That's pretty amazing to be able, not to have to, wear anything or be anything special to know Vrindavan. To me, that is full grace. And prove it. Anybody, you spend 30 days here and see if we know what we talk about here. See if the Lord is empowering us to know what we're talking about. Because that's all it is for me. I just come here and the Lord, in our relationship and making him happy, I'm happy, and I get to know more about the Lord. I think this is the place to invest my time, energy, and collect all this wealth here every day. To me, this is wealth. Yeah. Look at all these people. They're all trying, even preparation, trying to prepare. I also got into trying to prepare, and it's like ridiculous. This is preparation, man. This is, are you prepared? People say, are you prepared? They want to prepare with their body. Okay, maybe do some of that. But hey, man, let's prepare the spiritual body. That's the really who we are. Let's, that's preparation is sadhu sangha, man. Are you prepared every day? Are you preparing every day? It's easy to do that. All we have to do is turn on the video camera and prepare every day. And everybody else in the world are in bodily identification. They're preparing their bodies and getting their guns and their this and that and everything. Because what's coming is coming for sure. But they have not, if they don't have this preparation, they're not prepared. Because look at Maharaj Parikshit. He had 7 days. And this, he said, I'm preparing. And he was ready. Yeah, the snake bird comes, or AI comes. The drones come. Are you prepared? Are you in fearlessness, or are you afraid? If you've got some fear, keep coming and prepare. This is the real preparation. How can you prepare for everything that's coming here? Impossible. Who knows? And one nuke can go up and all your storehouse of gold or whatever is gone. It's possible. How you prepare for that? You got the money to buy these expensive bunkers and all that stuff? I don't know. The atmosphere, everything's weaponized now. How are we going to really prepare? Sadhu Sangha, man. That's I got my faith in that, man. Johan says, hearing this, the Lord Chaitanya said, "My dear Vallabhabhata, you do not know religious principles. Actually, the first duty of a chaste woman is to carry out the order, and the husband, the order of Krishna is to chant his name incessantly. Therefore, one who is chaste and adherent to the husband must chant the Lord's name, for she cannot deny the husband's order." Yeah. And Vallabhabhata was given some other explanation, but the Lord's was the right one. Okay? So maybe we can't chant the name constantly, because I can't just sit there, blah, blah, like that. But see, the main thing is to chant and not deviate from the path. To come to the point to realize that, hey, man, this is real. This is the real path. I'm not going to, okay, chanting constantly means this is your path, man. You're dedicated to this path. No more, well, should I be a Mayavadi or should I listen to this non-devotee, because they sound really good? Maybe I'll go over here. No. Hey, man, holy name is the real path, man. Lord Chaitanya said it, and we start to practice and start to get some taste, especially when you start practicing in association with ecstatic devotees who have taste. See? So everybody should analyze. You got to learn to analyze, man. Otherwise, you got no brain. No brain, no substance yet. You can't. You're so neophyte. See, neophyte. This isn't for real. I mean, it could be if you can hear what I'm saying. You're not too dulled out. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had this discussion a while ago, and I had a video about it a while ago. Actually, it's not so. Without deviation, it's not that you have to chant your 16 rounds and chant. It's about where is your heart going? Where is the focus of your life?
Yeah, where's your focus?
That's what's important. Where is your focus?
Yeah, I mean, look at Lord Chaitanya saying that. See, we got to look at the context and so many things. First of all, chanting without deviation means sadhu sangha, man, because that's where it worked there. Vallabhabhata was a little bit outside of that. He was not. See, like we just read, the duty the duty of a woman is to serve her husband and to behave well towards family members. Well, he couldn't do that. He couldn't. First of all, he couldn't serve the husband properly because he had a different opinion than Lord Chaitanya and Krishna and the devotees. See, so he couldn't even serve the husband very well, because he had false prestige, and then he couldn't behave well towards the family. He's always trying, if you read the pastimes, he's always trying to instruct the devotees. See, that's not behaving well towards, so he had to get purified. He had to have his false ego cut down, false prestige. And then it still didn't work because he went out and started his own disciplic line. Can you imagine? I never mentioned Lord Chaitanya once. It didn't work very well. So that's the way it is. We have people here, same thing. They come here, they get a little humble for a while, and then they go out to be big teachers and start criticizing what we're doing, never mention what we're doing. We already have our Vallabhabhatas here. So my friends, if you're one of those who have done that, learn from history, and then you're not doomed to repeat it and to die like that. Because that's the truth. That's your chance. See? They go out, they come here, they get a little something, and they go out to be big teachers themselves. They follow the path of Vallabhabhata, and then they never mention Guru, and they start criticizing their Guru, the Shiksha Guru. That's exactly the Vallabhabhata path. That book is written because of that. And I explain it because that's their hope. Otherwise, they're going to die in the same mood. There have been 3 or 4 of those already. here following that path. And I give them another chance. This is another chance because the Lord shows me that in not only in the book, but in my own experience of teaching. You can see it yourselves because I'm sharing it now. And hopefully those persons following that path will repent and say, hey, man, this is not, what am I doing? I'm following the Valabhabata path. They can look in the book and see, especially after I uncloak the sin. That's the sin. Okay? So it uncloaks it for you too, because if you start believing in people like that, you're lost in that path and you're following down that path. And you'll start to lose attraction for the real Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, and promote some overly austere path, all in the name of Lord Chaitanya. You won't understand the essence of what he really taught, which is understood here. This is why people come here. You don't have to be a big shot. You don't have to be a big sannyasi. You don't have to live in a cave for years. You don't have to be like a voted in a high guru to get the grace, do you?
Be
No one
receptive.
needs that. No, you don't need that because this is the real path. This is where the real mercy is. What Vaishnavas is be taught the opposite now. No, you got to become a big guru, big sannyasi. You got to be an important person. Oh, look how important they are. See? And they're not important in the eyes of the real Lord. That's why I comment on it. They don't mean anything to me, these guys. They need mercy. They need purification. They need to be straightened out if they really want Krishna. If not, we'll just take whoever else will want to come into the kingdom, the real kingdom. You want to go beyond superficial worship of the Lord and know the essence? Well, that's what we're empowered. That's the work we're doing. You want amazing grace? Amazing grace would be prema. Wouldn't that be amazing grace? It's so amazing that they can't even believe they can get it in this life. Well, too bad for you. It's being dished out here. If people believe this preaching and not that preaching, if you believe that preaching, you're subject to it. You're subject to no amazing grace in this life, many lifetimes, because that's what I believe, and that's the association I've got. And I'm not ready to move on. I'll just die waiting for some future lifetime I'll get prema. While everybody here is going deeper and deeper into prema experience, intimacy with Krishna, the tears, the choking, everything you read about becomes manifest here. More and more and more. Go ahead.
Yeah, they still think I control the situation. My lifetimes and lifetimes, and I will arrive there. I control the situation. No, it's about surrendering, and it's about listening to the devotee. It's about listening to the bona fide spiritual master.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't control anything. You don't control. You just get this. It's mercy.
Yeah. You just it's about associating with the really empowered devotee. That's why everything's leading to meeting the devotee. All your studies, all your austerities, all your mismanagement, going to gurus who don't quite have it or sound like they have it, but don't have it. Can't prove it, can't do this, is all leading to meet the real deal and then enter the kingdom. See? Go through the purification. You got to go through the purification. People they get to a certain point sometimes, and then they go off. They don't want to go all the way. So that's okay. Yeah, false ego identification. They begin to think that their idea is better. They want to end up controlling guru or becoming they want to become liberated, and they're fine with just liberation and stuff like that. Anyway,
what to do?
Yeah. So the highest religious duty for a woman is to sincerely serve her husband, behave well towards her husband's family, and take good care of the children. Yeah, and so that's really sadhu sangha, man. The Lord empowers the devotee to be a spiritual master and to act like that. And then that's why it's love for Guru and Krishna, which is basically the same thing, really. If you love Guru, you automatically love Krishna, because if you love Guru, that means you love their ecstatic. You're getting something from that ecstasy. You feel it, man, and you love it. You like it. That's Krishna, man. Their realizations are as it is, like what you get the deeper purport that Krishna knows. You get it through the mouth of the Guru. So when you're saying you love Guru, you're actually loving Krishna, because they're just giving you Krishna. To the Guru, it's Krishna's all in all for them. They're absorbed in that, in those words of Krishna, those revelations, and that ecstasy. So what else is there? See, that's the secret, where Lord Chaitanya said, those who claim to be my direct devotees are not my real devotees, but those who are the devotees of my real devotees are my real devotees. See, because they're the test. They come here, and how do you respond to them? Do you like what they emanate? Do you want that? Do you like their understanding of the Shastras, which is very clear, very precise, and very confidential? Do you like those conclusions, or do you oppose them and all that? And say you're a devotee. That's what most do. They just, oh yeah, they're devotees of Krishna, but they don't like this kind of preaching. This preaching is delivering people. We're giving the real Krishna. We're giving the real ecstasy and the real conclusion. That's deliverance, if you accept it. Otherwise, you're not accepting Krishna yet. Go work on the chain gang for a while. Go bust the rocks, on your own, your own strength, trying to attain Krishna. And always 2 fingers too short. While we capture, because devotion is here, we're capturing Krishna every day. Without devotion, pure devotion, love of God, man, you can't grab hold of Krishna. You can't feel him. You can't feel that substance. It's always a little bit away from you. Okay? Oh. So, women who desire a good destination in the next life should never abandon a husband who has not fallen from his religious standards. So that's what they say about guru. See, actually, when you have a bona fide guru, then the guru is like your husband, isn't it? People say they married Jesus and all that. Well, that's what it is. You're married. The guru is the deliverer, if they're really bona fide. So you should never abandon a guru that doesn't fall from the religious standard. But what if they do? That's why this is our preaching here. Hey, man, they're not even on the religious standard, the real one. So therefore, you got your foundation on a house of cards. If your guru doesn't represent Vrindavan, which Gaudiya Vaishnavism is supposed to do, right? What is a disciplic line? You're supposed to deliver you the ecstasy that Lord Chaitanya delivered you. See, it's supposed to come down the line. So, of course, people couldn't understand it. They taught the lower level of Vaidhi Bhakti, but now is the potential to understand this. What is a real line, and where is it? Where is the spiritual potency acting in this world? If you can understand that, then you can be delivered so easily. The problem is they can't understand where is the spiritual potency. They think it's in their gurus, but if your guru isn't a representative of Satchidananda, the ecstatic feelings of love of God, and the chit potency, which is the confidential conclusive truth, then how can you be delivered? You can't rise to Vrindavan consciousness. You need to, where is Satchidananda, man? Where is ecstatic devotion, the kind that we read about in these books? See? Where is the confidential conclusion explained that are in these books Explain so I can understand it. Where is that? Well, that's where deliverance is. That's here. Look, people are getting delivered. It's proving that this is true. If you don't become an ecstatic devotee in this association, either you're not getting purified enough, or you're not purified enough, or you're not in the right association. Okay? So that's why you see some are getting it. They're getting purified. They're going through the purification and not running away. Or maybe they run away for a while, but then come back if they really want Krishna. So, even if he is obnoxious, unfortunate, old, unintelligent, sickly, or poor. Yeah, you got to see, is that religious standard maintained? Maybe they're obnoxious. You think always, that the gurus or a devotee is always going to be like that. Sometimes they appear obnoxious, but it's always, doesn't matter. You don't have to think, is it going to this way or that way? It doesn't matter. If they're Satchidananda representative, they're not falling from the standard. If they have some obnoxiousness towards you, it's always beneficial. You'll find out. Look how obnoxious Nityananda was. Isn't it pretty obnoxious to kick a devotee in the chest? That is totally obnoxious. And more obnoxious is to curse the sons of a pure devotee to die. That is obnoxious. Matter of fact, it's more than that. It's this verse in perfection. Unintelligent. It is totally unintelligent to do that. But Nityananda did that. According to our intelligence, we think that is unintelligent. But actually, it's like no one could do something like that, but like a spiritually elevated personality. Because it was the perfect thing to do to purify everybody. And to show the glories of Shivananda saying, and it's obnoxious. And when he got kicked in the chest, Shivananda was the one who responded perfectly, like, wow, man, I got the mercy. Advaita also, Lord Chaitanya was beating him with his fists. I'm getting the mercy. He was in ecstasy. That's love, isn't it? To be beat up by your husband.
Yeah.
Not in this world, though.
If it's the right husband.
It's the right husband. So we kind of beat up, by the husband, like a River sometimes. She gets beat up by her husband, the real husband, not this guy here with the orange hat. Her gets beat up by Krishna a little bit, but it always results in something good. We all get beat up by Krishna. It's part of it. Karuna gets beat up by Krishna. Freddie, what will... Yeah. Oops. What is this? Karuna. Bhakti Tom. Here. Bhakti Tom. All right. There he is. So for a woman from a respectable family, petty adulterous affairs is always condemned. For a woman from a respectable family, petty adulterous affairs are always condemned. Okay? They bar her from heaven and ruin her reputation and bring her difficulty and fear. See, they bar her. So for a woman from a respectable family, petty adulterous affairs are always condemned. They bar her from heaven ruin her reputation, and bring her difficulty and fear. Actually, let's look for the word for word on that. I'm going to check.
Materialize. It is like
Creating fear difficult. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Did you want to say something there? Go ahead.
I say in material life it is like that, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So for a woman from a respectable family, petty adulterous affairs are always condemned. See? And actually when you apply that to Krishna, see, we become condemned worshiping Krishna usually, especially in ecstasy. See, so they think no, you should be more chaste to your family in the world. You should be more like them, stuff like this. So you get condemned, basically by Maya. Maya condemns you, but actually elevates you, and it's in the rest of the verse here. See, so they bar her from heaven and ruin her reputation. See, so basically, being barred from heaven is a good thing when you get the mercy of Krishna. See, they bar you from heaven because, see, it's like the wives of the Brahmins. The wives left the association of their husbands, and they were condemned for it. See, and it bars you from heaven because in heaven everybody's strictly following the rules and regulations to stay there. They're following the mode of goodness. See, so it bars you from heaven, which is a good thing. When this is applied on this platform. See, anybody coming here, usually you have trouble from your family members. They don't like what you do. They think this is irreligious. She's smiling because she knows. See? They don't like, they want to disown you. They bar you. They condemn you. You're condemned. They condemn Jesus Christ, right? He was considered irreligious. Condemn that guy. But that's how it works. That's why it works here, because this is showing it's bona fide. You come here, your family will usually condemn you at first. Not always. A lot of them are purified enough already, but sometimes, often, or at least at first. See, that's proof that this is potent here. Yeah. And because they think, what is this? They can't understand what's going on here. That's why again, you don't just go there blab all these confidential things to family members. You don't cast your food before dogs and pearls before swine. I mean, that's bottom line. Because they act like that, right? They come and they try and tear you down and all that. See, so you just don't do that. I mean, it's not. They can't even understand what I said. They think, well, anyway, Jesus said it. If he said it, why shouldn't I say it? It's like with Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, actually, my god brothers are envious of me. So he said it. Why shouldn't I say it? Because it's true. Yeah, go ahead.
It is very difficult for the world because you get transformed completely. Something substance is alive in your body. For the world, what's happening to that person? What is she saying now? Did she become completely nuts?
Yeah.
People don't understand it. You're happy, you're jumping up and down. She never did this. Well,
They never did this before. That's the grace, because that was happening when Lord Chaitanya was here, and it happens here again. The devotee, just like, remember Raghunath Das? He would just run like a madman to go to associate with Lord Chaitanya. And they couldn't understand why, and even the father started to see who can bind a person who is attracted to a madman like Lord Chaitanya. See, so people think this is madness, but this is the gold, man. This is the treasure. This is where it's ultimately going. This is why Krishna comes here to bestow the highest benefit on man. This is the highest benefit. Lord Chaitanya came to bestow the highest benefit because he gave it publicly. Just like here, anybody you want prema in this life, you got to give up that idea many lifetimes. You know, otherwise you're subject to many lifetimes, and you won't come into this association. You'll think it's wrong, but then all you have to do is look at the Vaishnavas here, the witnesses. Many of them are advancing in this prema path.
Mm.
Okay. And they bring her difficulty and fear. But you know, the actually the fear is not from the devotees. The fear is basically the others are in fear. The devotees get fearlessness. See, but difficulty is there, but it's not so. It's like it's not really difficult anymore because Krishna's protecting you. Krishna is giving you the right understanding. Therefore, you can get through it. But you know, it's like difficulty, but it's not really difficult for devotees if you're strong in this. Maybe at first it's a little difficult because you got some attachment still to family members, and you're moving deeper. See, and you're moving deeper, and they don't understand. Christina knows what I'm talking about.
I just come back, Guru. I had internet disturbances and my phone went off and etc. So I didn't hear everything, but now I'm back home. So
okay,
yeah.
Back home. All right.
Yeah.
So, translation: transcendental love for me arises by the devotional process of hearing about me, seeing my deity form, meditating on me, and faithfully chanting my glories. The same result is not achieved by mere physical proximity. So go back to your homes. So one process is you can do that hearing about Krishna on your own, or in association with persons who are not awakened their ecstatic love. But the clearest way, the fastest way, the perfect way is to follow the formula completely. See? So the formula was completely followed by Mars Parikshit and the gopis, following the footsteps of the gopis. So they did. They would hear about Krishna. Mars Parikshit heard about Krishna and chant his glories in association with liberated souls. Oh, boom. Very fast progress. That's the perfect formula. See? Without any missing ingredients. See, people don't know this clearly because they're doing this. They hear and chant and remember. But what is your association? Oh, I do it alone. Or I do it in association with those who have not attained love of God yet. Devotion to Krishna. So it's slower, right? It's going to be slower. You may give up the process. It's you know, there's still doubt. You may or may not make it. But a person develops faith in chanting these glories of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya in association with fixed devotees, fixed in prema, bhakti. There's no doubt. If you stay with this path, you will get Krishna. There's no doubt. You'll increasingly, your bhakti will increase more and more and more. See? Otherwise, there's doubt because you don't have the highest benefit yet. See, yeah, the highest benefit is Satchidananda, man. That's Krishna. That's Radha. It's Radha and Krishna. That's Lord Chaitanya. Satchidananda, the perfect truth. See, the confidential conclusion and teaching, which you're getting right here now, and the ecstatic communion with God on the level of Vrindavan, which is this, has the symptoms of laughing, crying, and so many wonderful symptoms, okay, of intimacy, where the Lord is really happy beyond anybody's wildest dreams, actually. That's the Lord's happiness. He gives that to the devotees who make him happy like that. And that's what's going on here. The same result is not achieved by mere physical proximity, so please go back to your homes. See, so a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to do this by going to the temple, or going to Vrindavan. See, physical proximity. See? So it's still a slower result. So that's why the Lord again says, that's why I send my devotees here. A devotee association, following the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan. They would hear and chant about Krishna together, and they were all qualified. Okay? they're in the devotee family. See, then you begin to, oh, this is what a devotee family is like. See, you start bonding to the spiritual level of consciousness by this taking shape, in our lives. This becomes, as above, so below. It becomes, see, that's the way it's supposed to be. As above is a devotional family, a family of liberated souls. So below, here we're developing a family of liberated souls. That's how you're delivered. Lord Chaitanya did it. He developed a family of liberated souls. Didn't he? People, he had devotees. See? So the Lord empowers the spiritual master to create a family of liberated souls. So we all making progress here. You see how Christina, she came to the point of steady, now getting clear realizations and steady understanding. Yeah, that's really wonderful. Yeah, devotees look for that. They're like, oh, look at this. That's progress. Isn't this progress, Christina? Isn't it amazing?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's wonderful. And there is such a synchronicity when you speak. It's like we have this contact, that's what I was realizing for you come live, and it's like it's this contact, this synchronicity. I made a picture of Lord Chaitanya this morning. Yeah, you can never understand it, but it's like I wrote Sat Chit Ananda. I wrote,
Yeah.
and that's Lord Chaitanya, and then around that I drew all these devotees. That's how I felt it, and what you're speaking about now also, and that's that synchronicity. What I mean. And here is the drawing, which I have to draw better because you cannot understand, but that is what it means.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really how it is. It's like St. Francis. People started to come, that were really sincere and simple. And they had this devotional family. It was beautiful. You could read this in Little Flowers of St. Francis. There's a beautiful devotional family. That's how it is in certain Christian churches too, that are ecstatic ones, especially. And also in Vaidhi level of say, like in Vaishnavism, there's a family type feeling. But this also has to happen if you want Vrindavan, because this is, if you, say there are a lot of sincere Vaishnavas. They're worshiping Krishna nicely and they're really dedicated and everything. But then they see this mood. It's like, it's like, what is this? But, we know who we are worshiping better. And as the devotees start to see more, like we're developing our mood here, we're advancing, we're getting purified. And as this develops and we get refined, it becomes more and more attractive, because Krishna of Vrindavan is all attractive. He's the most attractive of all the worship. And so when that's manifested nicely in this world, then he becomes really attractive. That same thing happened with Lord Chaitanya. It wasn't attractive to everybody at first because he was a little bit, the way he was, and it's all part of the Leela. But then gradually, everything became more and more refined, and then people just like, wow, this is really great. And those who are meant to become closely associated did. Then they became part of that family, that devotional family.
Can I say something, Guru?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
On that, I had contact with, the Vaishnavas on the Vedic level, Vedic platform, or if I say it correctly, and they think, and you talked earlier about the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, but they think really that you have to go from 1 till 10, step by step by step by step. Maybe in next life, they say that you're absolutely not allowed to read Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 10, Srimad Bhagavatam 10, because you're not allowed. And then here we relish it.
Yeah.
Through the intimate relationship with Krishna, we can understand it.
Yeah.
So that's what you meant. They don't understand the intimacy that we are experiencing, and therefore get the right understanding to read Srimad Bhagavatam 10, Canto 10.
Yeah.
Because we can relate to it, because we have that relationship with Krishna internally through you as bona fide guru. But they don't understand. They think you have to go, that's only for whoever big saint, you never can achieve that in this life, only if you followed all these steps. But that's not true, because we are here the proof, you see.
Yeah. Well, see, this is why the way Lord Chaitanya preached, and it's the same thing here. He would go in South India and he preached this. He was ecstatic, just like you see here. He was crying, laughing, and going into a village of people he didn't even know. And people would come and say, "Boy, this looks really great. What are you doing?" And he would preach to them what? These confidential conclusions. See? And he said, and therefore people got this bhakti very fast. They got Bhakti Lata Bij, because it says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, they gave up their opinions. See, until the person is ready to give up their opinions, if they say, oh no, you have to go like da 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 da, and then in the next life da 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 da, okay, you're believing either your own speculations or the speculations of your teacher. See? Because, first of all, Lord Chaitanya gave this ecstatic devotion in one life, in sometimes 5 minutes to people. They got Bhakti Lata Bij, which is basically attraction to Krishna. So therefore, when you chant the name of Krishna or his pastimes, or you hear them, you feel enlivened by that. You feel Krishna is awake in you and is being nurtured. Now, those persons, even though they've been in Vaidhi Bhakti and serving Prabhupada and the books and everything, and they are under that belief and they're not ready to give up their opinion, they will die going that path because they're subject to that path. You are all subject to this path because you're believing this word. See? And this word, I'm not just speculating, I'm proving it from the books. I tell you, look at Maharaj Parikshit. He listened to these confidential conclusions all the way up through the 10th canto. He didn't have to go this da 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 da. He just listened from a bona fide speaker who taught him the confidential conclusion, and he was delivered in 7 days. See? So it depends on who you hear from or who you believe in, whether it's your own mind or the mind. It's usually the minds of their gurus, because their gurus are not on this platform, not empowered with this mercy and grace. I've been ordered by Prabhupada to do this. He has his complete approval. He said that. I told you guys again and again. Prabhupada appeared in a lucid dream. This has my approval what you're doing. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. Exactly. What was I doing? Exactly what I'm doing here now. For 20-something years, I'm doing exactly what he wanted me to do. No change. And that was the preaching of Lord Chaitanya. He preached the same thing. It was always ever fresh and ever deepening. See? You're doing exactly what I want you to do. I want you to do. Prabhupada, do more of that. So we just keep doing more of that. And it's wonderful. Amazing, graceful result. People are getting prema in this life. All we ask is, you want prema. We're asking for your benefit. I'm not asking for my benefit. I'm asking for your benefit. But also I consider that my benefit too. To see people happy makes me happy. I don't like to see people miserable. But whoever will accept this message, you can get this mercy. Look at Christina. It's amazing. She knows more with just here than any of these gurus who are considered by the world topmost. She knows more simply because she comes and hears and has getting through these little obstacles, inside these little purifications. She knows more than the topmost. They can't even, because you are favorable to this message, which is not being preached by them or anybody else. That's how much power there is in where the devotee is empowered by the disciplic line and Krishna. Tapped into that source to give the same liberation that Lord Chaitanya started. It's supposed to be like that. If ultimately it's supposed to result in that. And what a perfect time. My God, look at what the world is coming to. We're in the end times. The world is falling apart right before our eyes. People are being slaughtered now by these vaccines and lockdowns and like total tracking and just making people suiciding out of this miserable reality. See, what an opportune time. See, what a perfect time that the Lord is coming here. All people have to do, if they come to believe in this message, which I'm not blindly, but just by coming to hear, are your shoes too tight yet? Are the screws too tight on you yet? Because if they're really tight and everything, you want relief, I'm saying relief is here. This is real preparation, man. Your spiritual body is prepared and you'll leave this world fearless. Fearless. Otherwise you want to die in fear and panic. You see what's going on? Look at how much fear and bad. People are afraid to take this friggin' mask off. Even in religion, I met these nice Christians I got this truck from yesterday. They were nice Mexican religious. They go to church every week, but they're all masked up. Because, they just don't know. Their ministers are teaching them, oh, yeah, take the vaccine. And I just preached to them 5 minutes. They took the masks off. They're nice people. I took the mask off and I just told them the whole story. And they said, oh, yeah, you're right. They knew it inside. People that are really sincere, they need somebody to tell them, that is a believer. And not believing in these liars. These people, they're serving the Maya, man. They become very demoniac. And people believe them, and then you get the result of believing in demons, man. You don't want that. There are a lot of good people believing in the wrong people. You notice? They're weak in that sense. So if you want to get strong, you come to this Sangha here and you'll hear these concepts. All we do, my happiness is I like to take Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and explain what is in this illusion. My God, man, look at that. It's made you a fool. Believe in an illusion. It dulls your consciousness. It makes you like a material thing, dull. Yeah. Okay, the transcendental form of the Lord is right here in the midst of us. Yeah, right? Isn't that like that, Lolita? Mist. You feel the mist? The cloud. We're in this cloud of mercy. Come on into the cloud. Feel the rain of bhakti, man, instead of the rain of Maya, man, pelting you all the time. Soon as people leave, I see it all the time, they leave here and they go out, they're pelted by the Maya, and they even look like it. You can see this person's being pelted by the Maya, and they still won't listen. No, pelt me some more. I want to take some more bullets. And they're getting, they begin, it's like that. It's ridiculous. Okay, Ray Davies says, does Chaitanya talk about the world prior to the end times? Prior to the end times. Well, actually, there's a golden age here, which is now, actually, this is part of the golden age. Golden age is that vein running through the rock. See, the rock is all this darkness, and there's a vein of gold running through it. That's this Sangha here. Or any other, if there are any other branches, whoever is worshiping God in intimacy and ecstasy, man, has got the real protection of that transcendental Lord. Otherwise, you got more distant and the protection not very strong. Okay? This is strong. And guess we make that bond, man, a very strong bond with the transcendental Lord. And because the Lord this is nothing. You think this is anything to the Lord? He creates universes. Can you imagine being connected to the personality who creates universes? That's what you get here, man. How can you be afraid of anything? We get that kind of connection, that kind of intimacy with that Lord. So the fearlessness of the Lord becomes the fearlessness of the devotee because of that intimacy. The knowledge of the Lord becomes the knowledge of the devotee because of that intimacy. See how much intimacy we have is how much of this ecstatic devotion of communion with the Lord we have. That's what the Lord came to bring. Spontaneous love of God. See? That is the highest perfection. That is how you're delivered out of this loop. The Lord Chaitanya came to bestow the highest benefit, and we are following in the footsteps and come to bestow the highest benefit. That is the order, the disciplic line. Bestow the highest benefit on whoever will listen to this message. You don't want to believe it? Go believe the many lifetimes message. Go believe those who don't have much of nothing much. They have just a little, and a little realization and a little grace. This is a lot grace here, man. Amazing grace. You want it? You can have it. How much do you want it? What do you believe in? What is your truth? Do you believe in see here you got Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, what the Vedas say you're supposed to have. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Guru is proven by Sadhu and Shastra. Here, Sadhu is those who are awakening to devotion. See, love of God awakens in them. And the Shastra, the deeper meaning of the Shastra, confirms it. That's why you see those who have read the Shastra 4 or 5 times. When they come here, they appreciate this message. They appreciate this understanding because they already went 4 or 5 times through the books and not getting it completely like they're getting it now. That's why the Lord has you read for a while. That's why Prabhupada's order was read 2 hours a day. And if you're really sincere, you'll come here and listen and you'll think, man, I couldn't even dream of these explanations. Why? Because they have to be empowered through intimate ecstatic worship. There's no other way to get this. That's all here. You know, if your gurus are not intimately and ecstatically worshiping the Lord, they won't have these realizations. They won't have the power to transmit this bhakti and awaken ecstasy in others by their word, by their truth, because it's Krishna's truth. It's Krishna's opinion, Krishna's desire. You know, Lord Chaitanya came here to awaken spontaneous devotion, and he wants to do it again. Yeah. Do you want it? Well, come check it out long enough and see. So, Aman says, in this song, everyone is honoring the Lord with their hearts, comparing to a lot of Vaidhi Brahmins, that is like the Pharisees as Jesus in Matthew. Yeah. These people honor me with their lips, but not their hearts are far from me. See, that's how it is, isn't it? What is the difference between the Pharisees and what's going on now? They honor with their lips, Hare Krishna, blah, 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 blah. But their hearts, where hearts are far from God. What is ecstatic love is the heart of the Lord, man. Isn't it? Isn't devotion, isn't Radharani the personification of devotion? Isn't she personified devotion? That's the heart of the Lord. Their hearts are far from that. They don't want that. See? They honor with the lips. See? So, okay, is your guru like that? Is that what you have faith in? Well, you'll maybe eventually get this, but you got a long road, and they'll tell you, yeah, in this life you got to go do this rule, that rule, and slowly grow up in an art and a vritti and blah, 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 blah. And then many lifetimes you'll get prema. See, we honor Krishna with our lips and our hearts. Can you see that, anybody? Can you see that we honor Krishna with our lips and with the heart? That's the formula. Not just with the lips, very unsubstantial. With the lips and the heart. Now you got substance. Now you got deliverance. So, Ray Davies says, oops, let's put the, a lot of comments here. Okay. So, Tom says, Prabhupada, quickest way to knowledge that I told you, take the knowledge from the authority. See? So there's two authorities, three authorities actually. There's Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. See? So Guru, how do you know they're Guru and not just bullshitting you? See? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, the real one. That's why I throw out challenges sometimes. Hey man, I'll challenge whoever wants to say that they're an authority. With your example of Guru, you being Guru, and your understanding of Shastra, and your sadhus that you've made, So let's have a transcendental challenge so that the whole world can benefit and be liberated. Is that fair? I'll challenge openly, even though I don't even wear a dhoti. I'll challenge Acharya Dev and Radhanath. Both of those guys, both of you, come here and present your understanding of Shastra, and you being the Guru to deliver your disciples to Vrindavan, and you present your sadhus that you made. Here, please, for the benefit of your thousands of disciples. And if you can deliver them, show that you are bona fide. Okay? Or this is bona fide. And then you become clear. Your disciples become clear. Then we all go get the benefit. Okay? Now, do you have any fear of that challenge? I mean, hey, man, if you got something better, if you got better realization, better understanding, we'll all go. Hey, you just go follow them. All of you. Follow him. Follow anyone. Follow Radhanath. Follow Jaipataka. All of you guys, let's have a discussion. Not a debate like material Brahmins do and this. No. Let us have a discussion of what is the highest principle Lord Chaitanya taught. Is deliverance here? Is prema here? What is the real path, the essential path now? Because look, the world is cracking apart. You can't do your trip. You can't even open your friggin' temples. Has anybody got some sincerity? Does anybody want the real Krishna, the real God? Or is it just a bunch of lip service? Getting radical today, huh? Hey, we got to have a great show here, man. Drama, intrigue, thriller, really. Let's see what other comments we got here. Great comment there about the Tom. So Aman says, Guru Nanak said, let no man in the world live in delusion. Without a guru, none can cross over the other shore. That's true, you know. See, see, everything is perfect. Guru is one. That's the true message, isn't it? Hey, let no one, Guru Nanak is very compassionate. He said, let no one in the world. No, I feel the same. Prabhupada, let no one live in this world in delusion. I'm glad I'm in the desert. I can scream as much as I want. No neighbors. Well, except Janaki, and she's up. She's awake. Maybe she's traveling now. I don't know.
No, she's awake.
Yeah, she's awake for sure. I got the windows open and everything. Yeah, let no one live in delusion. When you have a bona fide guru, that's what happens. Not even the Vaidhi Bhaktas can live in that level if they listen. Be delivered from Vaidhi to spontaneous devotion now. You can. It is possible. Okay? Be raised up to the spontaneous worship of Krishna. That's why Lord Chaitanya came. That's why we are here again doing this. This is a revival of that message of 500 years ago. See? Let no one live in delusion. Let no one live in the delusion that rules and regulations are going to deliver you in this life. It's a delusion still. It's not clear. You're going to have to come back and take another birth because you don't have devotion. Love of God delivers us. Krishna came to deliver the world, to bestow the highest benefit of prema. If you're not doing that or you haven't attained that, you're going to take another birth. The demigods have to take another birth if they haven't attained prema bhakti, devotion. Well, maybe you get liberation, stay in that for millions of years or something. The highest benefit is this relationship with Krishna. It's so amazing, man. To have that transcendental friend right there, Christina. Isn't that amazing to have a friend like that? And this is forever. The comforter. What do you think Jesus is talking about? The comforter. To give you comfort, man. No one can give it. Ask Christina. She can never find the comfort she's getting with Krishna. See? This is, you find out what perfection really is. See, intimacy. Otherwise, just following at a distance, doing ceremonies and external and the picture bhakti. You ever see that with devotees? Picture this, picture, and even Prabhupada's preaching about, Vaidhi stuff and all that stuff. No, come on, man. Intimacy now is that message must diminish and this must increase. Just like John the Baptist who taught the rules. He said, my message must decrease and his must increase. That's how things progress. The message now is leading to the next platform. See? So otherwise you're in picture bhakti, 2 dimensions. They show the pictures of Radha and Krishna and they're there. Where do you see the, hey man, you want to see more dimension of Radha and Krishna? Come and see Sadhu Sangha. See devotees crying those tears because Krishna is crying them through them. And now you're seeing real substantial reality of God. Not just a picture, Radha and Krishna, the Festival of Lights, and that's super fit. You want to go deeper? This is where it's got to go. You got to see the tears of Krishna coming through the devotees. You got to hear the holy laughter of Krishna coming through the devotees. And now you're starting to know the Lord. And if you start to like that, oh boy, now you're making some progress just by liking the Lord, playing with the Lord, associating with the Lord. You make rapid progress, more so than all your little rules and regulations of and relating to God at a great distance. You're coming closer just by coming to the devotees. What other comments we got here? Govinda, please send your pictures of Christina. Oh, you're becoming famous, Christina. Govinda is going to promote you now. Hey, man, that's sign. She's camera shy now. You weren't camera shy before. What is this? See? Devotees and devotion becomes attractive. See, Govinda is attractive. He loves devotees and devotion, man. He's seeing that in you, and he appreciates that. See? Lord Chaitanya would do this stuff, Lord Chaitanya would he would glorify one of his devotees he saw making progress, and he did that to test his other associates. Okay, send some pictures, everybody, to Chris, whoever has. Actually, you know how you can get the pictures there? You just go over videos and snap them, with these camera apps. You can just snap it when she's dancing or something, You can catch a great pose, man.
No, make pictures of Lalita and the others. That's okay, not me.
You're going to have to steal the pictures.
Yeah.
So, Johan, where is this here? Johan says, because they do not understand the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah, people need to understand this mercy, and it's all in the book, all waiting to be pulled out. That's what, Jesus, all he did was pull out what was in the book. The book was the Bible. It's all in there, the mercy of God. And nobody could see it. So therefore, and nobody could preach it because they couldn't see it. Therefore, it didn't come out. See? So anyway, it was always predicted that a Jesus would come along, and he saw, okay, the Lord is using me to bring out this message because he was aware of it. See, therefore people got the Holy Spirit because it was in the Bible, and he pulled it out and then preached. See, the confidential message of revelation that the Lord gave him on the scriptures. See, real guru. They speak on the basis of the essence of scripture. Boom. Oh, am I? Ooh. On the essence of scripture. See? That's nectar of devotion. See? The qualities of Krishna. He speaks on the basis of scripture. Love it. See, all these people speculate. They have these new ideas. Even like this Urantia book. Nobody knows where it came from. There's all these speculations in there, and people believe the speculation. Okay, maybe you get liberation or something. But this is so much better. This is why devotee is solid, man. You can really see, you can always be deviated by speculations in Maya. That's why it's never perfect. But when you have Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, man, boom. Now you got deliverance in this world. Now the tree of the truth is planted firmly on this earth. And I'll tell you, the earth is very happy when that happens. Because it says, I can bear anything but the sin of liars. And lying is really big here. It's not even the motive. See, in the mode of goodness, people try to be truthful and honest, right? To a point, you can do that. But man, the lies that are on this earth now, people are teaching the lie as the truth. Man, they are destroying the bodies of others. Okay? And the earth is like, oh my God, man. And that's why she's gonna shake the whole world off until they, learn the lesson. See, scripture says that. Bhagavatam says, Mother Bhumi says, I can bear anything but the weight of a liars. And there's so many preaching lies as truth. And it's a big thing. That's why so much misery is here in the world. But we can reverse all that. Not we. Krishna can reverse all that. All we have to do is preach the truth. It can reverse everything. It'll make this place a paradise. And that's the prediction ultimately. That's the golden age. The truth reigns. Isn't that, doesn't truth make us live in a paradise here? Yeah, this is paradise, is just living in truth. My God, living in truth is full protection, full purification, full connection, full solidarity, full understanding. Oh, it's truth. Set us free. Okay, Freddie says, if one is lucky enough to meet the Lord's pure devotee, then one can skip lots of processes because all these other processes are meant to come to pure bhakti yoga. Exactly. That's the Vedas say that. You notice everything. Jesus said this. Jesus says everything that you're doing, austerities, renunciation, religion, study of the Vedas, is leading to him. Well, he said it in the Bible, say it's the same kind of idea. Leading to the devotee to be delivered. See, then they give you the confidential love and the bhakti, see, the Holy Spirit, awaken, bhakti lata bij, and then the truth to nourish that. It's like you're a child, and then that Krishna in you is born now. You've been born again. Now you can perceive the kingdom of God, which is taste for the name, the pastime, the quality of Krishna. You don't got to go anywhere. You're just there. The kingdom of God is within and hand. You understand all the essence of all scriptures. You say, yeah, I understand because it's part of my experience, man. Yeah, the kingdom of God is within me and it's at hand. I just pull it out. I open my mouth. Krishna comes. There we go. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go back to Godhead. Godhead is here. See? Going back to God is people who want liberation, kind of thing. It's still so Krishna, Prabhupada put out the candy. Yeah, go back to Godhead. Go back. See, go somewhere. See, that's you're thinking like that. Not devotee. Hey, God, pure devotional service is simply this: you just serve the Lord and are ecstatic about it. There you go. Where's there to go? It's arrived. Okay. And then the Lord says, I think I want to put you in hell. Oh, great place to preach, man. But don't you leave. Of course not. That's why I'm putting you in hell. We need a preacher down there. And that did that with Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj attained Krishna. And Krishna says, well, let's use the curse of your guru as an excuse. I'm going to send you to hell. We're going to deliver so many people, you and I together. You're chivalrous like me. Now we're on the same page. Let's go deliver some demons, man. Hey, and then see, that's pure devotional service. Devotee, they arrive at the same conclusion. Yeah, man, sounds exciting. You're the Lord of adventure, and I love it, Lord. You want the adventure of your life? No, you want the adventure of eternity. Ah, that's what we're into here. Yeah, let's see what else we got there. Yeah, keep your comments coming. Shama Sundari, Hare Krishna. Well said there, Shama Sundari. Shama Sundari again. Hare Krishna. Well said there, Shama Sundari. Ray Davies said something else. Let's see. Okay, read that one. Shama Sundari, where are you, by the way? Why don't you get your booty up here? Collectively, American Dream, fed by radio and TV with World of Marionettes. Yeah, it's just so external, you know. It's like puppets, like a TV show, sitcom. In this Sangha, everyone is honoring the Lord with their... Oh, yeah, I read that one. Okay. Joanne says, can you not see the Messiah is coming here every day and also coming to a lot of devotees here in the Sangha? Yeah, I mean, can you see it? It's just amazing. The grace is here. This is truly the amazing grace place. I think that's a great name for our Sangha. Ray Davies said, yes, I see this also, as it is written, he will return on the clouds of glory, and his feet split the Mount of Olives. But prior to this will be lots of trouble and strife and tribulation. See, you know, and that's it. Clouds of glory. A lot of people think it might be some external sign, but hey, man, how about this? This is the cloud. Can you imagine how thick this cloud is going to get? Hey, man, we're doing sadhu sangha every day, man. This is collecting the wealth of prema, man. The wealth of God's grace, man. That cloud is going to get so thick, and people will get caught up in it. We're just starting here, man. We've only been at this. You know, look at the Christian, been 2,000 years doing this. You know, we've just starting this, started 550 years ago. And now this ecstasy, ecstatic worship is just coming back now since we started in 1996. Or actually it was started by Gaur Govinda. And then he died in 1996 and handed us the baton, obviously, because Prabhupada appeared to me in 1996 when he passed away. Isn't that interesting correlation? Coincidence? I don't think so. In other words, this is the message. Continue this ecstatic crying school, because that's what he did. He had a crying school. See? And the crying school is continued here. Now it's turned into a laughing school. Crying and laughing. Hey, it's developing, shaking, shimmering. Hey, progress here. Anybody into progressive devotional service? Yeah, oops. So, yeah, so there's troubles and strife and tribulation, but for us, many of us are getting over that tribulation and strife and all that stuff. The strife in the world, and whatever happens to our bodies will happen. But here, man, this is we're getting the real wealth, developing the spiritual body. Is that real wealth, Christina?
Absolutely. It's so wonderful. And it's increasing every day. Yeah. Like all the other devotees, like Johan, like everybody, has this intimate relationship, knows it's getting more and more and more. Yeah. And it's so liberating indeed. It's so relishing mellows. It's like indeed you don't become affected, you become less and less affected by material things that happen, because you know what's the essence of life, which is Krishna, and having an intimate relationship with him, which is Lord Chaitanya, that we got from through you. And that's the highest happiness. And we become more and more untouchable for Maya. And yeah, it's there are no words for describing that process. Thank you.
Yeah, great process. Yeah. All right. Thanks for sharing. Got any comments, Tom?
And there are a lot of comments on the Facebook, like
Oh.
maybe 10 comments. Also one of mine.
I think I went through one of your comments.
Yes, but there are more. There are much more, many more.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm going through them now. Can anybody read this comment that I have up? Can you see it? I put it up.
Okay, and here it appears on Facebook. There's a delay.
Okay.
I can read. Ray Davis. What I find amazing is that what was written by the prophets is actually coming to pass before our eyes, especially the scripts on a one world government and cashless society, and seems we're going down the path of Revelation 13 with all this vaccine business. It's all coming to pass in our time. This is what I've been reading and seems to be happening now, question mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And simultaneously, see, this is like a big purification. All this stuff has been hidden. This is where Jesus said, what has been hidden in the closets will be shouted from the rooftops. So this gives us an understanding of what's really going on. And we need this. People need to see the darkness that's been lurking. So it's being revealed now. Otherwise, no, it's always been kind of in the background there, but now it's coming out. And so that's part of the purging, and it's coming out. Matter of fact, there was a one of these computer type persons like that the government was engaging in trying to there's an outcome that is inevitable. There's actually a movie, a TV series about this just recently, and I saw it. They built a computer that can predict what was coming, and it was always right. Always right. But it was also influenced by certain factors of the person using it. But anyway, there's been a prediction, and the government is trying to figure out how to change it, and they haven't been able to change it. And the prediction is an awakening, and they don't want this. See, the dark, the Luciferian influence is dark. It doesn't want it. See, it's trying to change that ultimate prediction is the light, the truth will come out. And this is the thing. And the guy couldn't change it. He was trying to figure out a way to change it and everything. And every way he couldn't figure out how to do that. And it was funny, the predictive program, there was a TV series, I forgot the name of it, just recently, I said, like in the last 6 months. And I was very interested in watching it because I thought, wow, that's a fascinating concept. The future always came out what it was going to come out, and it could predict the future. So anyway, this future has been predicted as an awakening. you know, and no matter how much they're trying to cover it up with all these lies. See these lies and all that. Go ahead.
Yes. Doesn't the individual process of every person can surpass these mass predictions? Is it not more? Can we surpass this by just growing one person each other one by one?
Well, the way to change, the way things can change is the Lord's desire. See, so the desire of devotee, if it's strong enough, it influences the Lord to change things. He can reverse anything, and does. He often does.
And the devotee has to take the first step in this.
Well, you say the devotee. Who is taking the first step? It's always the Lord takes the first step. He gives the desire to the devotee. See?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great secret. People think, oh, you have your independence. No, the Lord, and He puts in the heart His own, of a devotee, His own desires. That's how we get to know the true Lord. Like Vasudev Dutt's desire was the intense desire of the Lord, and he manifested it through Vasudev Dutt. And that's a great privilege to manifest such a desire. The desire of Jesus Christ was the desire of the Lord through him. See?
Yeah.
And that's how we get to know deeply the Lord's, how wonderful he is, you know, how merciful he is, you know, how his desire is to deliver the whole universe here now. And that's his desire, and he will.
So ultimately, everyone is a devotee, but not every devotee is a conscious devotee.
Well, everyone is a devotee, but yeah, and you could say conscious devotee means you're conscious of the truth. You know, you're conscious of the spiritual reality of what we are and what the Lord is. See, that's conscious. Otherwise, we're more or less unconscious because of being bewildered by identification with the stuff in this world. Okay, so yeah. Living force, love of God is flowing, emanates topmost, and they got attraction. Yeah, nice. What is this? Yes, I want to be in his presence. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. It's the desire to be in the presence of God, and the best way to do that is to come to sadhu sangha regularly, you know, and be amongst devotees, worship in congregational chanting. This is congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord is coming together. Isn't that the recommended way? Isn't that what churches do? They get together and then they glorify the Lord and sing songs and meditate on the truth and preach the scriptures, and you know. That's being in the presence where two or more are gathered in the name. So Jesus said, this is the expanded, more conclusive, where two or more are gathered in the name of God, there God shall be. See, so the devotee, the person like Jesus, or in the line of Jesus, or in the line of Lord Chaitanya, where two or more are gathered in the name of the Supreme Lord. So our names, his pastimes and names like that Jesus, we're mainly focusing on. Or in the line of Lord Chaitanya, where two or more where's that coming from? In the name of the Supreme Lord. So our names, his pastimes and names. Okay, I got the problem. Okay. Yeah. So that's how we be in the presence. That's That's the best way. That's the most powerful way. And then when you're on your own, you also continue to stay in the presence. It depends on how many duties you're doing and how distracted you are. I know for me, I had it when I'm really fully focused, like here, then I feel the presence more strong. It's just sometimes in the world you're distracted by duties and this and that. So here there's less of that. So it's good. It makes a very profound experience of the presence. Do you guys notice that too, or?
I have to laugh because this comment is from 28 minutes ago.
Is it really?
This comment is written 28 minutes ago.
Well, I can't see. I mean, I don't know. There's just so many comments, Okay, I'll go to the end of the comments here. All right, we'll go to the end here. We'll start from the end back, or from the end of the comments here. Okay, Ray says, I look forward to listening and having association in real life. War when we get some freedom back, freedom to meet up and praise the Lord in unity. So, but I'll tell you, if you come here in real life, this is real life.
This is real life.
This is real life. You'll see, you keep coming, Ray Davies, and you'll see that this is real life here. Real life is to feel that presence, whether you're in physical proximity or not. We just read that about Krishna. He says, not by physical proximity, it's by hearing and chanting. So we're hearing and chanting and in proximity, in this proximity, and it works. You feel the real life. I met Christina like 2 times. She, and look at her now. She see, this is real life. She's feeling real life. She's feeling a relationship with Krishna. See, so it's developing. Tom, I met him. He stayed with us for a while, but it's not necessary. Lalita Ganga, I haven't been with her that much.
You never met me.
I never met her when she. Yeah.
Without meeting you.
Yeah.
So there is no distance for the ecstasy of the Lord. It's God. We are talking about the power of Krishna. There is no distance.
No distance. Yeah, it's right here and right now. Yeah. So the Lord has provided a way, so we use it. So, I read that. Okay. We got David Beeman here. Okay. Yes, Maharaj, all lip service if they really, because they would never close the temples once. Yeah. Better to die on your feet with prasad in your belly. Yeah. Yeah, and the kind of prasad level, we're the prasad, let's die on our feet with the Hari Katha in our belly, in our heart. See, raised from the belly to the heart. See, that's Hari Katha. All right. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it for now here. And somebody else can start and do stuff. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Hare Krishna. So we'll see you soon there.